Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, July 29th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. A couple of quick clarification points. First off, the price you see over here will still be moving around and changing along with the candlestick right here. That's because the market is still open, and I like to do these videos when the market's still open for a little bit of time, because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then next, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, ATHX. Penny stock that just got gigantic volume today and still is forming a very nice pattern headed into Friday. And when you have penny stocks with huge volume, nice patterns, there are no guarantees, but you can get some, self-fulfilling prophecies where people see certain things happen. And because those things are happening, people take action. And the example of that on this one here is going to be that resistance trend line right there, which you can now see has done a very, very impressive job of forecasting where these rejection points are. Of course, the one time it did get through right there, showed a nice movement and then quickly snapped back down through. But other than that, you can see a very accurate trend line right there. And again, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply that that's a great discovery. I assure you a lot of people have drawn that trend line. So while that doesn't guarantee anything, my point here is it plausible? Is it valid to think that if the price comes up to that area and then pushes up through it, that break right there could create some upside buying pressure? Yes, in my mind, that is a more than plausible scenario to keep in mind. And then as far as areas of support are concerned, you can see several times the price got right down here around 30 cents and held strong. And then just from an overall pattern perspective, we'll keep it one color to keep it easier to see. We have a resistance, we have our support, we have the big momentum move right there. We'll put the golf hole down there to make it more visual. And this will be known as the bull pennant pattern. So if you like penny stocks, if you like bull pennant patterns, here you go. Next one here, Govx, and overall, not a huge move, but it is progressing back in the upwards direction. It broke up above that red line there, which I talked about in yesterday's video. So opening 30 minutes, broke through it, did pull back a little bit, but hung around that area and now seems to be separating to the upside. But at the end of the day, so I'm going to actually go ahead and get rid of that as it served its purpose. And this will mean a tad more to those you'd have watched the past videos. But as I've said, and what matters the most, assuming you care about the big picture point of view, is that as long as the price stays above that purple line, which is the 50-period moving average, keyword there being moving, so as time goes by, that line is going to continue to move itself higher and higher. So it's basically like a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price stays above this quote-unquote trend line, which is uptrending, then that implies by definition that the price action is also uptrending. So again, from an overall perspective, yes, there can be pullbacks, yes, there can be red days, but as long as all that occurs up above that purple line, case in point, right there was a pullback, right there is a pullback. Even today, right there was a pullback. But you see all these are continuing to occur above that purple line, and that's what matters most. In terms of next potential areas of resistance, next overarching level seems to be right up there around $2.40, so keep a close eye on that. But at the end of the day, as long as this continues putting those higher lows, that's by far what matters most. Next one, Tblt, and going back to the comments I made on ATHX, same exact premise, very well-defined pattern, so you're going to have that attribute of potential self-fulfilling prophecies. So let's just get the pattern drawn in. Like I said, none of these lines are supposed to impress you or imply that I have a great skill. A lot of people are going to be drawing these lines and watching this pattern here. So again, we have a resistance trend line right there, which puts the breakout point right up around, let's call it $6.10, give or take. We have our support trend line or support level down here at 550. And then to make this all the same color to once again, hopefully make it a bit easier to see, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the huge explosion today, and then let's get our golf hole down there. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So maybe you're somebody that does not like penny stocks, but you do like bull pennant patterns. Well, here is one that's not a penny stock, and that is a bull pennant. And if you like to play more so the small caps, and this is down there below the $10 mark, so definitely worth keeping an eye on. Very nice pattern. Next, PLUG, very nice move today. Got a big bump from the news that came out. But overall, very interesting afternoon because the afternoon just has it quietly creeping back upwards. So while nothing is guaranteed, as I've said and will continue to say, the whole idea of a watch list is to find unique situations, to find interesting situations, and not just randomly rush out and buy, but to, well, watch them and see if they ultimately do behave in a way that fits your personal strategy. So if you are somebody that plays breakouts, well, then this is a very interesting dynamic right here with the key breakout point being 21.75, because again, going back to my opening comment, you can see that, yeah, all afternoon long, the price has slowly been creeping upwards. Does that mean that for sure it's going to break through that level of resistance? Of course not. But is it valid? Is it rational to think that it could get up there and potentially break through it, and then that lead to more breakout players pouring in? Absolutely. So if you like breakouts and if you like to play situations where maybe something's on the cusp of breaking out, well, then PLUG definitely gives you an opportunity for that. For those that like to play more so pullbacks, interesting pullback level on this one down there around the $20.50 mark. But yeah, very nice, slow and steady upwards direction afternoon. Let's see if that leads to a breakout on Friday. Next one, AMC. Crazy mover today, especially that opening 30 minutes. Now, I drew that red trend line, and that's been in place for the past couple of videos. And you can see the opening 30 minutes here came up, got the breakout of that trend line, and then just started beast moding all the way up there, and then dropped all the way back down there. But to give credit's due, the price has since recovered and is actually having a very nice final 30 minutes here as I speak. So it's gotten above that trend line. It's gotten above that purple line there, the moving average, and that's what's going to matter most. So yes, of course, it would be great had the price closed and stayed up around that area, but it didn't. Had that crazy swing, but at least at the end of the day, the price has looking like officially broken up through that resistance trend line right there. So we'll go ahead and get rid of these lines as they've served their purpose for now, and we'll map out some next potential battlegrounds. So in terms of levels of resistance headed into Friday, next key level going to be right up there at that $15 mark. And then yes, if the price can break through 15, just a question of, okay, well, something rejected it up there. So what is that level? And that level sits right there at $15.30. So $15 and then $15.30 will be the two main areas of resistance. As far as levels of support are concerned, I actually got a nice little trend line here that's starting to be put into place like that. So keep an eye on that. Also moving forward, I'll change that to green to represent the bullish attribute of things. So watch these levels moving forward. But yeah, all in all, wild day, but ultimately the bulls had a good solid day. And as I speak right now, the last 30 minutes are acting very nicely and potentially putting it in within reaching distance of potentially trying to break up through 15. Real quick, I wanted to pause and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online training that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency as a trader, then certainly get signed up for the free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. Now, one special note, because it is a live event, a couple things here, because I understand I have 5 kids myself. So if you already have something on your schedule this evening, because it will be this evening, then go ahead, drop me an email, because the event will be recorded. So after the live event's done and recorded and uploaded, I can get that sent to you. Or maybe you're just watching this video Friday morning and you just completely missed the live event. But again, it will be recorded. So if you missed it and you want to see it, go ahead, drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to it. But if you can make it live, then yeah, certainly get signed up, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next, SKYX. Very impressive mover today. Big volume, huge price movement, and once again, as I've talked about in the past, some of the past stocks, some well-defined levels here. So first area right up there at $7.70, very clear level of resistance. So you have that self-fulfilling prophecy attribute where you can see 3 separate times the price was up there and got rejected back down from that area. So if the price goes back up there and can push up through 770, it's reasonable to think that that could generate some additional buying pressure. In terms of areas of support, nice level to watch right there at the trend line. And again, let me get that changed to green to represent more so the bullish part of the pattern. And then just to keep it all one color, have our resistance, have our support, have our nice momentum move there. Let's get their golf hole down here. So another bull pennant pattern. Next one, TQQQ. This is a leverage ETF. So if you think NASDAQ stocks are going to be going higher, but you want to participate just for a lower price instead of having to go out there and buy QQQ, this is an ETF that allows you to do that. I talked about this one in yesterday's video. And going back to the whole theme of what's a watch list, the philosophy of it, to find unique, to find interesting situations and then watch them. Well, we certainly have that, because as I speak, you can see the price is bouncing around, hovering around, right around this previous area of resistance that I talked about in yesterday's video. So it's just a big question going into Friday of, okay, is a much bigger breakout going to get started? Now, that is a two-sided coin because, well, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing just rolls back over. But again, it's a two-sided coin. So, well, maybe it is. And if this is, then it's worth at least keeping an eye on. And if this thing continues to, grind higher and higher, then, at least you're aware of it now potentially breaking through a level that it hasn't gotten through in a very long time. And when prices start to get up to those levels that have not been seen for a while, that's where more excitement gets built. And it, again, does not guarantee anything, but it rationally makes sense that could lead to more people wanting to buy. So 3150, the price is currently doing battle with it. Is this the start of an even bigger breakout? Let's see what happens on Friday. Next one here, AMD, same general idea, which is why I wanted to put these ones back to back, because as I just talked about with TQQQ, this one, same general concept. You can see right here a very historic area of resistance. In fact, was rejected right there earlier on in the day, but now the price is once again hovering around that area. So I'm not going to repeat myself over and over other than throw out the question, because you get the idea. Is this the start of a much bigger breakout right there at 91.75? So if it is, worth at least watching. If it isn't, well, then that's why you always wait for some sort of confirmation. But at the core, the big question is, all right, nice, unique, nice, interesting situation, but is this the breakout going to go even further? We'll see how it goes on Friday. Next one, Tsla Tesla, and same concept somewhat, but I am going to make a little bit of a change to this one because I'm going to zoom back in, because the level here that I'm actually very curious about, and once again, I think this is more so the main self-fulfilling prophecy than anything else, is you got to think that a bunch of people have drawn that trend line right there, which puts the key breakout point of Tesla right up there around the 845, 846 mark. And in my opinion, especially if it's a high volume break, but if you can get a high volume break of 845, 846, then I don't see why Tesla does not go up and at least gets above 850. Now, does it stay above 850? I'm not sure on that, but you got to like the chances that a good high volume break of that trend line there gets Tesla up to 850. And with 850 being a round number, does that send it even higher because more people get interested? In my mind, that makes a lot of sense. So really, it's as simple as that for Tesla. All about that trend line, all eyes on that, I suppose. If there is some sort of pullback, map out a quick area of support. I said, I'm not necessarily that interested in that level down there, 832. I'm not saying that means that it's worthless. I'm just saying where my mindset's at as somebody that does watch Tesla on a daily basis, very, very curious. Can it break through that level, which I think will carry with it a good amount of self-fulfilling prophecy up to 850. So we'll see what happens. Next one here, SIGA. And really, I'm not quite sure what to say about this one because it's such a bonkers chart, but talked about that level of resistance. Previously got the breakout through there, and why it's such a bonkers chart, and maybe you're seeing and say, well, that's a unique looking chart. I mean, look at this. One red candle, literally, right there. One red candle on the entire day. And other than that, it was just green candle. And you see here, just green, 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 green. And this is a very interesting situation. This is a very unique situation. It's kind of bizarre in the sense of, it's not like it's got any sort of traditional pattern or anything like that. In fact, the reason why it does look so crazy is because this is not a traditional pattern where you see a stock essentially just grind higher and higher the entire day long. But again, it's worth certainly noting. I am going to continue to extend this trend line out right here. I realize it's not really relevant right now. Actually, I take that back. It showed more relevance this morning when the price bounced off it right there. But really, this is the level that I'd watch for some sort of pullback, because you got to just be careful. When things get this crazy, sometimes those bigger pullbacks can show up. Of course, that's not a for sure thing. But if there is any sort of bigger pullback, then I could very logically see it pull back to that trend line and then at least get some bounce from it. As far as areas of resistance, this is just in total blue sky breakout mode, so there's not really a whole lot I can say from there. But like I said, the main reason is this is just such a goofy, in a bullish type of way looking chart to think that this thing just basically went up all day long. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency, then definitely get signed up for the free live training. Like I said earlier, it'll be this evening, Thursday, July 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But also, like I said, if you're not able to make it live or if you have something on your schedule, drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com. Again, CLAY@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you an email to that. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, if you would like for me to continue to make these videos, then do two things for me. Hit that like button, leave a simple comment below, say hi, tell me what you traded today, tell me what you're watching tomorrow. Not only does it provide good communication to me that you are enjoying, it just flat out helps the channel. It helps with the YouTube algorithm to spread the word more, and the more that these videos get out there, then the better and more content I can even offer than what I already do. So I appreciate your time in that regard. So again, get signed up for that free class. If you can't make it, drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com. Everybody, thanks. Take care. Have a good one.